Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going through the best and worst tattoo videos I could find. I've got a handful of crappy, awful ones that I'm so excited to show you. We're gonna start off with my favorite tattooers from India. The street folk tatters of Bangladesh, I think. Maybe not. But let's watch this clip.
गाइस सबसे पहले वीडियो देखिए ये क्या कर रहा है कौन सा अरे ये पैर पूछने वाले से रगड़ रहा है क्या लो एंड टैटू देखो लाइनिंग देखो शेडिंग तो कर ही नहीं रखी अरे भाई क्या कर रहा है ये सरसों का तेल लगा रहा है गाइस ये देखो हो गया टैटू कौन सी बन्नी लगा रहा है धूप बत्ती वाली भाई साहब ये मेरे को लग रहा है कहीं अमेरिका तो सीख के नहीं आया टैटू
This tattooer went from bad idea, hopping around like a goddamn frog of bad tattoo decisions. First up, he starts by loofahing a tattoo with what looks like a rag that you wash cars with. I'm sure it's washed a handful of cars. And then he fingers the tattoo with his grimy little tat finger. And then he gets what looks like a bunch of dog shit bags and wrapped it around the tattoo. Every decision he made here, super fun. Do I back it? Yes, 100%. The tattoo not only looked like a big hot pile of garbage, but the hygiene practices were as good as you'd expect for this crap ass tattoo. Look, I'm not here to judge different cultures, but judgment's coming, okay? Look, if you can't tattoo in a semi-hygienic way, don't do the tattoo, okay? And if you have to do it like this, do the tattoo, I don't care. It's super funny. I don't really give a shit. Go for it. Finger some people's tats, loofah the shit out of their tattoo. Who cares? This is a great video, enjoyable. I will say, as a tattooer from the Western world, the way that these tattoos are being done is similar to how tattoos were being tattooed 50 years ago at this point, maybe 40 years ago in some places. It's kind of crazy. We've evolved. Use gloves. On to the next. Some clear evolution of tattooing. Look at this Kintaro bodysuit thing. Absolutely amazing. I said thing as if I don't know what it is. It's a Japanese bodysuit that is one of the most incredible bodysuits I have ever seen. Every single tattoo, phenomenal. The very limited color palette, beautiful. It works so well. What colors do we got? Red, yellow, brown, gray, black. That's 5 colors. Beautiful tattooing done by Fagan, maybe? I don't know. It sounds like a Vietnamese name. Some of the best Japanese style tattooers coming out of Vietnam. Beautiful. I mean, this guy's tattooing is incredible. Incredible. Okay? It's not how they say it in Vietnamese, but incredible. Beautiful tattooing. On to the next. Okay, I'm gonna be delicate on this one, mostly because I've adapted. I've grown up. I said, hey, Kirk, it's time to put on your big boy pants. You can't be a rude asshole to everybody you see on the internet, okay? This is a world you live in, and you can't shit everywhere. I hate this. Absolutely hate this. Couple reasons why I hate it. Okay, Kirk, you can't be a dickhead. Let's talk about why this is a bad way of tattooing without being the biggest dickhead in the world. First off, anytime you do straight lines on a body part, they're not that straight. This one's done pretty well, so it looks as straight as it can be. It's not the biggest, most annoying thing to me, although I don't really like it for clients who walk in, they're like, oh, I want a straight line, and go, it's gonna be kind of straight. The big problem to me on a tattoo like this is one, there's absolutely zero flow on a tattoo like this. And in fact, like, how do you build any sort of sleeve when you draw a line halfway through it and then break up everything with this swooshy S-shaped thing? It's just a sleeve killer, okay? You have destroyed both sleeves. Now, if you tell me like, hey, the client doesn't want sleeves, I'd be like, okay, fine, then the sleeve killer part doesn't matter. But when you decide to make shapes and do tattoos without an outline, they look weak, they look muddy, they look like they fall apart, and this person has a clear example of what I'm talking about. They have this sparkle sleeve, this is brand new, and then we get to see the other sparkle sleeve, which is muted, not crisp at all. You see those like blue diamond things? Look how weak those look. There's not a crisp edge to be found here. They're weak, weak, weak. That is because tattooing with color tends to have that effect where like there's just no crispness. A lot of the lines look like etched in or fall. It's a bad idea to use color to build structure with. Like, so like a dot. If you're doing it all in color, it's gonna look kind of muddy, kind of weird. If it's in black, it's gonna look nice and crisp forever. Yeah, it always bothers me when someone has like a clear example of what a tattoo's not supposed to look like, and then they go and they make more mistakes. And you're like, that's the problem. You got muddy looking shapes on the other side that don't look crisp at all, and then you go and do the same thing on the other side. Whatever. I'm not gonna be the biggest dick here and not harp on it. I don't like it. I don't think you should get tattoos like that at all. On to the next. Let's talk about money in tattooing. We got Mondo Millie here to put down some facts.
If you're a beginner artist, do not focus on the money. Do not focus on how much you can make, potentials, all that stuff. Focus on what tattoo you're doing, how to get crispier lines, smooth shading, how to pack your black. The money will come. All the money comes. There's enough money for all of us to eat, man. But if your tattoos are shitty, your lines are not crispy, your black is not packed, it's gonna be hard for you to get clients.
Facts. Look, you can make a lot of money as a tattooer. Most people aren't gonna make a lot of money, but you can make a lot of money. Okay? It takes time, you need to be good at tattooing, and you need to provide a service for tattooing that is exceptional. So whether that means you have like an amazing shop that's super well like put together, you can make tons of money. But if you're a tattooer getting into tattooing because you want to make money, you're probably not. And I see a lot of these young tattooer, I would call them what? Tatpreneurs? These tatfluencer, micro-millionaire tattoo kids who drive around in their Bugattis or whatever kind of car they rented or whatever. There's a ton of them. I got no hate for them. I almost zero hate. The only hate I have for these kids, a lot of them sell the money so that they can eventually sell you on the tattoo career, and then they sell you some sort of bullshit course. But that's not really what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about is how money can corrupt a style and leave that tattoo style being stagnant. Now, I'm not sure about this. I'm not a black and gray guy. I don't like obsess over black and gray, but I have noticed that black and gray realism feels very stagnant to me. It feels almost like it's hit its peak and now it's just staying very basic. And I think a lot of it has to do with the money aspect, because there's every tattooer who gets involved, who is like obsessed with making money, gets into black and gray because they know that it has the most money, or at least they could charge the most out of any other tattoo style. Which means that like the average person who wants a black and gray sleeve typically has pretty shit ass black and gray sleeves. I'm trying to think of anyone I know who has a sick black and gray sleeve, and there's a handful out there, but unless they make it mad stacks, they can't afford the best ones, which is just not the case for any other style. Like, you could pretty much have a bitchin' traditional sleeve for like pennies on the dollar in comparison to a black and gray sleeve, which is not great in its own right, right? Like, traditional tattooers definitely need to take a little bit of this hustle culture, urban lifestyle type of like, hey, make your money type of, make your bag type of shit. I think that that's true, but it seems like there's an imbalance. And again, I'm not positive about that. Like, is black and gray stagnant? You'd have to decide if you're really into black and gray. But to me, it feels very boring. And the only people who get any sort of credit in black and gray type of tattooing are the people who have the best social medias, which is just not true for any other type of tattooing. So I want to see that change a little bit. And I think that for the most part, black and gray has priced out the majority of its clients. On to the next. And to kind of drive that point home, we're gonna listen to this girl right here.
Let's talk about why I stopped getting tattooed. And I am a very heavily tattooed individual. Like, I have a lot of tattoos. The first reason being why I stopped getting tattoos was the price. They're just very expensive. And like, I get that tattoo artists have the right to charge or whatever they want to charge, but like, it's just expensive now. And I don't really have like the extra, you know, 400, 500, 600 bucks to throw around anymore for tattoos. Like back in the day when it was like 100, 200 bucks, easy, I can make sense of that. But now I just can't really make sense of it anymore. And you know, the second reason being, I'm removing a lot of my tattoos that I got in the very beginning when I first started getting tattooed that were very impulsive and trendy. Because as I've gotten more tattooed, I've found what style I like the most, and I'm trying to.
Okay, this girl is driving what looks like a Tesla in what looks like she's probably from LA or some shit like that. Tattooing has gotten too expensive for the average clientele. Our clients are anywhere between the ages of 18 to 35. Anything higher than that is not the majority. This has traditionally been the way it goes. You know, like obviously we tattoo 45-year-olds, 50-year-olds all the time. But the majority of our clients are within this young range. That's why usually like an 18-year-old can go out, blow all the money they have on tattooing because they're idiots. And they just have disposable income and they live with their parents or whatever the nature of their relationship with money is, they got the money to spend. The older you get, the more you go, hey, I got a 2-year-old kid. Like I gotta go buy diapers. I'm not gonna buy a hand jammer, okay? But historically, that is our clientele, young kids. And if you have extreme prices on every single tattoo, you're just gonna lose a lot of them. And more so, the art will suffer because you need to do a lot of tattoos in order to be the best tattooer you possibly can. And if you are shooting yourself in the foot and cutting off the majority of your clients, you're never gonna be that great. And you're never gonna reach the full potential of what your tattooing could be. You might make bags, which also good, but tattooing will suffer. On to the next. This is a cover-up skin correction. So the bottom part is what we're seeing, what they originally had, and they're just bashing color over it to make it look like they don't have a tattoo. Now, unless you're blind, you could definitely see that this thing is very dark in comparison to everything else she has on her arms. Look, there is no way you can look at someone's skin and match it up. I want you to like observe your skin. If you don't have a tattooed part of your body, look at that skin. Look how complex that skin is. Look how it goes from dark to light within centimeters. Nothing. It changes so much. There's no way you could bash a bunch of brown into your chest and match it up with your skin tone. It's impossible. Not only that, but it's going to look like you just painted matte garbage onto your chest. Now, if what you plan on doing is blasting a giant dragon on your chest, continue going. Put some more layer on it, blast a dragon. I'm sure it's gonna look better than if you just try and cover it up. But for the most part, this is a very bad, stupid idea. Stupid, bad. On to the next.
Here's what my tattoos looked like before I started laser tattoo removal like 3 years ago, right? Laser tattoo removal does work, takes a long time. Every 8 weeks I go. And you know what I learned? How to love myself. I learned that maybe you don't need to do things for attention, things that might set you back in the future, and you don't even realize it when you're in the moment. I was 18 before, I was actually younger than 18 when I got my face tattoos. I'm 22 now, and I'm barely just starting to see them almost gone. So think about what you do, because it might have consequences in your future that you may not want to deal with when you get older. So think about that.
He says something there that is just straight facts. He also says some hippy-dippy bullshit, but I can't deny that it's true. I have met a lot of young people who have gotten a lot of crazy tattoos. And a lot of times, I do feel like people get tattoos for the wrong reasons. You want to be loved, you want to be accepted, you want to be seen, all these different things. Does that mean you shouldn't get tattooed? Absolutely not. Go get tattooed. Maybe be cautious when it comes to these very extreme tattoos, but also understand why you're getting tattooed. Is this just to be seen? Is it because your mama didn't love you? Maybe she had good reason not to love you. I don't know. Maybe you were a dick as a kid. I don't know. But what I do know is you should be at least somewhat cautious about why you're getting a tattoo. Think about it, understand it, see where it comes from, and then move forward with it. The information that you gathered. Because yes, what he's saying is true, and what he's saying happens a lot. A lot. So, yeah, on to the next.
On TikTok, I just wanted to clear up a couple misconceptions about tattoo apprenticeships, because I see a lot of false comments and a lot of untruths that are being spoken. First off, I have a 98% success rate for every apprentice I've ever taught. I've got over 15 apprentices, only one of them isn't tattooing, and that's because of choices they decided to make in their own life. Usually when you come to me for your apprenticeship, there's no slave running. I have you do the required tasks to learn how to do this the right way. Most of my apprentices within the first 6 months are tattooing and earning a living. Most of my apprentices, their first year, make over $100,000. I can't think that you're probably doing that in your lives. So instead of talking smack about stuff you guys don't know, maybe you should do your research, because it really offends people like me who do it the right way to make you guys the best you can be.
I thought this was a joke. First off, there's zero reason for a tattooer to have over 15 apprentices. I've had 2 apprentices. I never want another apprentice ever. It was the worst point of my life as a tattooer. You could literally tell me, hey, you can have an apprentice the rest of your life or you're gonna lose a hand. I'd be like, chop that mother off. I don't want another apprentice ever. Ever. It's the worst point of being a tattooer. I hated every single second of having apprentices. They're on top of you. They are in your way constantly. I love my apprentices. They were the best. Don't get me wrong. I don't have any ill will towards either of them. The worst point in my life, not really. Being a little dramatic here, but I do mean I absolutely hated coming to work for as long as I had apprentices. So if anyone has had 15, there's probably only one reason why they've had 15. The money, son. I know this video is ending up being all about money, but goddamn, it's a trade. We talk about money sometimes. This dude has got to be making money off of apprentices, which is absolutely crazy. Like, that should not be part of your business strategy, you know? I got one more clip in me, and I just want to show you this one because it's so cool and it's so beautiful. This is Ted Bring, and I'm not even going to talk anymore because my voice is gone. I'm just going to silently show you another one of his tattoos. Beautiful. Have a good one. I'll see you in a few days.